memories consume, like opening the wound.
The songwriting process on this record was drastically different. When we first met with Rick, he kind of had us explain what it was that we usually did. And he said, you know, the way you write a song, starting with like the music and then putting vocals on top of it, that was our old way. He said that whole method is very much like a hip-hop production team. You know, you make a track and you rap on it, and you put singing on it. And he said, can we try out some different ways of doing it? Every member of the band would start songs at that point, which was unheard of for us. Rob, our drummer, who has never started a song on his own, was like starting 3 at a time, and each one of the guys were starting all of these, what we called seeds. And the seeds ended up totaling over probably between 100 and 150 before we narrowed it down to the ones that made the record.
We've always been very structured, like we have our way of doing things, and we show up at the studio at noon, we stay to midnight. This way, working with Rick, it was like very organic in a sense that the second someone came up with an idea, that's when we started working on vocals, that's when we started working on putting beats to it, that's when we started working on samples, that's when we started, the entire process started happening at the same time. We would find that certain melodies were great and we didn't really like the music, so we'd change the song around the melody. And that was part of Rick's plan with us, was everything we'd done in the past, just put it away. Let's focus on doing things totally different, a totally unique way for you guys, and almost kind of like jam. Write stuff and go play with it. We never really had done that before. A lot of the process was like trying to reinvent ourselves. Well, I think the digital age is definitely changing the face of the music industry, and it's opening up a new channel for bands to be more accessible to their fans. Like, you don't have to wait in line to be able to have an experience with the band member. You can, you know, we get online and we do chats with our fans, whether or not they're on the fan club. For like an established band that's with a major label that has access to things that the average band doesn't have access to, the internet, I think it's way more important to like an independent band because they don't have a budget. There are a lot of different venues where bands can go in and create their own identity and reach a huge number of people, and that's worked for us when we started out. We were online connecting with people all over the world. We weren't sure that, you know, we were hoping to get a record label deal, but we weren't sure that that was going to happen. There's a lot of great musicians and great talent out there that 15 years ago, they would have a much more difficult time at becoming a huge band unless they got signed to a label. Nowadays, there's bands selling out 100,000 seats, and they've never been signed. That's a phenomenon strictly from the internet.
A lot of people ask me what the difference between doing painting and like playing in a band or writing songs. There's a lot of similarities. First off, the main thing that I was really happy to have gotten experience with in art school was the ability to put your work up in front of people, you know, that you don't really know, and accept their criticism for whatever it's worth. You work, you know, 50 hours on a painting and stick it up in front of 30 strangers and allow them to pick apart everything about it that they thought was wrong. Sometimes they were being jerks and they didn't, you know, they're just trying to be nasty, and sometimes they were saying things that hurt, but they were true. And that experience, you know, is something that I think all the guys in the band, it's one thing that's a similarity between the two that everybody has really like gotten to understand. It plays an important part in what we do, making songs. You know, being able to come up with an idea, bring it into the rest of the guys and say, you know, this is my idea, and accept whatever they say about it, whether it be good or bad. And when it's good, it's a good feeling because you know that you risked it and you put it up there and everybody else likes it, you know? If a couple guys don't, then hopefully you can figure out what it is they don't like and make a better song. funny, like we've been away for a while. It seems like we went down into a bomb shelter, you know, or like a little like science lab, and cooked up this new thing that we're so excited about. You present a new album to the world, it's a nervous time for any band. You know, if you don't put the work in and really like believe in what you're doing and listen to it and go, I love that, that's, you know, that represents us, then it's not going to work. And for us to have like been away for so long and to be coming back out with something that we're genuinely a little bit nervous about, and to present it to the fans and for them to give us the feedback like, we're still here, we're still with you guys, like that's the best feeling ever.